Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is beat the like button like it owes you money before watching this, so it reaches a wider audience. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, the MGTOW book collection part 2. Whether you're getting camel toe in Cambodia, banging babes in burqas in Turkey, or taking Polaroids of ladyboys in Thailand, Luca Vendetti has a series of books to make you live the dream. His new 3-booklet series includes How to Live on $500 a Month in Cambodia, Turkey, and Vietnam, in addition to his classic How to Retire on $200K in Southeast Asia. He also has the MGTOW book. Visit MGTOWbooks.com and use the promo code SANDMAN to get 10% off. Now available in 4 formats: PDF, Mobi for Kindle, EPUB, and text-to-speech MP3. Sponsor link is down below. And now on with the memes. Number 1, what would you do if your girl went to a party wearing this? Would you accept this and just tell yourself that it's just another girl's night out? In my opinion, if she gets dressed like that, she's not your girl. It's just your turn, and she's community property. What you do also depends on if you're at that party or not as well. Looks like this so-called party is happening in a hotel. Looks like the girl on the right is also overdressed. Moving on, a labor market study found that women are 35% more likely to get hired for a job when submitting a job application. And the people doing this study wonder why women are more likely to get hired. Maybe someone should inform them about DEI. Also, HR tends to be women-dominated, and women hire other women. It's all about discrimination, but the so-called real reason, of course, that feminists will use is that it's male privilege. They just won't explain why it is. Number 3, if you went out to buy bread and you saw her, would you shoplift so she would arrest you and woman-handle you? I didn't do nothing, mommy. I'm Ossifer. If you steal some sandwich meat too, then she might default to factory settings and make you a sandwich. Her body definitely says yes, but her mask says I'm retarded. Then again, she could be one of those women that are the quiet type and don't talk too much. One can only hope. Up next is a royal flush, as this German princess is the first aristocrat to appear with nothing on in Playboy. And she says her great-great-grandfather, the last king of Saxony, would have approved. Looks like even princesses are getting desperate for attention these days. This just proves that women's need for attention and validation is stronger than an addiction to heroin. She looks 40 plus and no one cares if she's a princess or not. Only women care if the man is a prince. Number 5, any woman that's interested in you is really an agent for the state. Once you fall in love with her, have a family, your fate as a working cog wagey gets solidified. Your testosterone drops and you become domesticated into a tax serf. And the mechanism for your slavery is your own mind pumping happy hormones that drop your intelligence and you stop questioning the world around you. The average blue pill man in a relationship is a slave. Moving on, Virginia Guffrey, one of the Jeffrey Epstein victims, ended herself even though she told everyone she wasn't suicidal. Hillary says of course she wasn't. At this point it's all a joke. Everyone knows the elites are child diddlers, and no one is going to do anything about it. Looks like the memes about Hillary Clinton placing an order to the suicide hotline were true. She was recruited in Mar-a-Lago. No wonder Trump refuses to release the files. Number 7, have you seen pictures of the new Predator? The resemblance to Michelle Obama is uncanny. The aliens don't stand a chance. Just one look at that thing, and they'll die from just looking at how bad it is. But seriously, I didn't know you could buy film props like masks on Temu. Hollywood doesn't seem content destroying franchises anymore. They seem to want to beat them like a dead horse over and over again. Up next, a Brazilian woman cooks her husband's penis in a frying pan after ending him. She was probably saying to herself that white people don't season their penises, so she thought that she would make it tasty. She says that it was all done in self-defense after they argued about splitting up. If I ever get my penis cut off by a woman, it better be by a 9 or a 10, and not a 3 or a 4. He was probably going to leave her, and this is the best that she can get. Number 9, you just know that female robots and androids are going to wreck women. This one asks if the doll can cook your meals, carry your kids, and wash your clothes. Someone gets back to her and says that suddenly, because of the threat of love dolls, women believe that it's their duty to cook, wash, and take care of the house. It takes me half an hour to do my food each day, and 20 minutes a week to do the laundry. I bring a maid in to dust and vacuum every other month. Women have already been replaced. Artificial wombs will just take all of women's power away. Moving on, this woman says that society lied to women, telling them they could spend their 20s getting drunk and having one-night stands. and then demand a 666 man in their 30s. I like how they say it's society lying to them so they don't have to take responsibility for their terrible choices. Society doesn't lie to women. Other women and feminists lie to women that they could have it all, and in the end, all they get are cats. Number 11, this drunk dental receptionist groped a 13-year-old boy and told him that she was going to ride him until the morning, and she's been spared jail. A man would have gone away for at least a couple of years doing this. This is what you call female predator privilege. Before a couple of years ago, I only ever heard of one female pedo, and she was doing it back in the 1950s. Now they seem to be everywhere. Why are women suddenly attracted to boys in their early teens? Up next, if you haven't been to Canada for a while, you'll be surprised that it's basically turned into Jeedland. This is what I saw going to Canada's Wonderland last summer for the first time in 20 years. The crazy thing is that even the Jeets voted against the Liberal government, and it was the women and the boomers that voted to keep the globalist government of Trudeau in power. I now hope that Alberta leaves Canada and the country falls apart and joins America. Number 13, the American mind can't comprehend this. The two guys are having a smoke and a drink outside on the street and ignoring the hot woman behind them. Or is it incomprehensible that these streets are actually walkable? Plus everyone looks thin. Here I fixed the image so that the American mind can relate to these people. The European mind also can't comprehend the American strip mall and suburbia nightmare, and they can't understand why we did this on purpose. Moving on, you no longer only have to worry about migrants assaulting you in public, because this gang of white women attacked an elderly man and woman in separate incidents in British transport. This probably won't even be reported all that much by the lamestream media. Can't make women look bad now, can we? This is what happens when the women in your country have more testosterone than the men. Also, didn't they remove jail sentences for women in the UK recently? They'll somehow blame this on men too. Number 15, here's the difference between the future you imagined as a kid for 2025 and here's the woke future you get. To be honest, I never dreamed of that future at the top as a child. I always dreamed about leaving the planet and traveling the galaxy meeting alien species. I never imagined that the woke mind virus would make the Borg look like a better alternative for humanity than what we're currently living through. I am, however, pleasantly surprised and pleased by the internet and smartphones. Up next, when a woman calls you a sex addict because it's been 3 weeks and you want it again, what she's really telling you is that she's having it with somebody else. Probably someone like her work husband. Who do you think this woman has been bleaching her hair for? Remember that if you're not getting it at least 2 or 3 times a week, then she's not that into you. I don't know about you, but when the sex is over, so is the relationship. Number 17, by the time you're 67, you will have paid over $600,000 in Social Security to your government pension plan. That money would be worth millions if you invested it yourself, but the government only gives you $37,000 a year, which if you live off of for 20 years, your retirement is just over $700,000. It's theft, but someone has to pay the government bureaucrats and bankers that loan money to the government. The worst part is that we're forced to pay it. As a self-employed person, I have to pay both the employee and employer portion, which runs me just around $10,000 a year. Moving on, in China, the term nowhere girls refers to women with no money, no job, no education, no looks, and no friends. By no looks, they probably mean they're old leftover women in many cases. The Chinese go real hard on useless post-war women. In East Asia, there really are women who are femcells because the local men don't want to marry them after a certain point. East Asian men are based and have enough self-respect not to marry a woman that's been riding the dim sum carousel. Many of these women become prostitutes or they chase and marry Western men. Number 19, people always wonder why vampires are always wealthy in movies and how they make a living. Someone says that if you've been alive since 1892 and you're still broke, just step into the sunlight. But seriously, they probably figured out how compound interest works a century ago. Also, you save a lot of money because you don't have to spend money on groceries and a bed because you sleep in a coffin. Plus, vampires probably make their money the way that the fossils in Congress also make their money. Up next, looks like they found me. 10 years ago, someone took a picture of me and everyone thought that I looked like one of these trailer park boys. They wouldn't recognize me today because I lost 25 pounds of fat, put more muscle on, and cut my hair short. Yeah, I no longer look like the guy on the left anymore. If that was the left's best argument against me, that I look like one of the trailer park boys, then that shows you they have nothing. Number 21, the fastest way to trigger Western women is to tell them that you want to marry a virgin. Yes, but why does that line work every time? Probably because in 2025 that means you'd have to go for a 12-year-old. or that they want to be with you, they just don't qualify. Women often say that body count doesn't matter, but when you tell them it does, they lose their minds. Another way to trigger them is to tell them that you'll only marry a thin woman. Or one line that always triggers them the most is, "I'll never get married." They hate MGTOW more than anything. Moving on, a new study finds nothing more threatening than an entire blonde family. Who made this study? 4 non-blondes, perhaps? Or maybe someone in a boxcar in Germany back in the 1940s. If people find blonde people so scary, then why do they want to live by them and sleep with them? Given the current stage of enrichment that we're in, the study would be more likely to find nothing more endangered than an entirely blonde family. Number 23, remember everyone that the problem isn't who spends 4 to 8 months in the White House, but who spends 30 to 40 years in Congress. Many of them even spend 50 plus years in the government. We need term limits or more than just the president's. Career politicians need to be banned in all countries. The problem, of course, is the career politicians will never vote in favor of such legislation. Up next, here's a case of true love. This man woke up with a headache only to discover his wife shot him while he was sleeping. He pulled through and hopefully his wife is now in jail. But seriously, some people can just sleep through anything. But I think this story is fake because that looks like a rifle round and those don't stop in the middle. But this isn't the actual x-ray and they could just been made up for the story. And in the end, he probably still had to give her half. Number 25 and the last one may be the reason Hooters is bankrupt because of stupid publicity stunts like this one. Looks like they began the programming early with this one, and she probably can't wait to get some curves to start the pimping out process. That kid's parents need to be paid a visit by CPS. I'm all for the feminist argument that women are not objects, but this isn't exactly helping their case. Plot twist, that's actually a boy in the Hooters outfit. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal subscribe star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.